if you've got a movie about conspiracy theories, you got a good chance of it. I'm serious. You got a good chance of it getting picked up. So it's going to get interesting these next few years as this gets popular.
I was featured on True TV, which had a segment now that's called Conspiracy Theories with Jesse Ventura, and his first episode covered HARP, which myself and Dr. Nick Begich and a couple of others are longtime experts on that weapon system, and I actually built an experiment and demonstrated it on the program to prove to people that clouds can actually be moved with electromagnetic pulses. I use the almost identical pulses that HARP uses, only I only use 100 watts instead of 1 billion, but nevertheless, in the cloud chamber, it was clearly obvious that you could move clouds inside the chamber with the fields. And there's been a lot of press lately about this earthquake in Haiti. And it was interesting. I went to your website, and sure enough, there was a link to this, and it's really something about. It says a most grim report from Russian Space Forces (VKS) monitoring the United States High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program is warning today that the Americans are preparing for another potentially devastating earthquake test on a scale comparable to the one that destroyed the Caribbean island nation of Haiti, and which we had previously reported on in January 14th report titled U.S. Quake Test Goes Horribly Wrong, Leaves 500,000 Dead in Haiti. I don't know if there's 500,000 dead in Haiti, but it was a heck of a headline. It goes on to say the reason for this new American quake test, these reports say, is due to the catastrophic failure of their previous ones that have so destabilized our Earth's inner magnetosphere that more earthquakes have been reported in the past 30 days than in the first 90 days of 2009, including, and this is really spooky stuff, including over 600 alone at the potentially catastrophic Yellowstone volcanic cauldron. And that have caused more loss of life than in previous 5 years, all put together. What's going on with HARP? What are you hearing out there?
I saw a report from a lab in England, and I also posted that on my website. And the European Space Program also confirmed the report, and I found 2 credible sources saying that electromagnetic rifts were detected during and just before the quake in Haiti, and they did say, and they got into specifics, that it was in the upper atmosphere specifically, and they even got into theories as to what it could be. They're trying to look for external, but from what the resources that sent me this said was this is actually direct evidence of HARP because of what they discovered, what they're able to show with their data. And so that was kind of my first opening to the possibility HARP was used on Haiti. That was how I opened up to that. I'm familiar that HARP has been used before, and what's really unfortunate about this current situation we're facing is there is very few people who understand just how powerful and how this technology works. And luckily, thanks to people like you, and I'm very proud that Jesse Ventura's show had 1.5 million viewers on that first episode. That was amazing, his ratings. We've never seen that much attention to this stuff.
No, we really haven't.
We're going to see more people. We're going to see more people waking up to this issue, not just HARP, but the other issues in the environment, and I'm kind of really concerned right now with not just HARP, but I think that there's other technology that they're playing with. I do get a lot of emails from people who check my website. People send me interesting stuff, and I've heard so much stuff out there, little experiments and things, and I've seen a lot of the videos, and I've met a few of the people. I'm really curious to know what's going to happen in these next few years now that this information is so readily available and so many people are aware of it. Are people going to try to replicate this technology? Are people going to try to do this in their backyard? I'm concerned with where this is going to end up.
Well, it does take a lot of power to get involved in this game in a serious way, and also you need an FCC license in order to broadcast in these frequencies, because they're actually the one in Alaska is in the 2-meter band, which is why ham operators around the world act kind of as watchdogs. They know when this thing is fired up. They don't know exactly where it's aimed, because that's part of the design of the system. First of all, they fire it up, push the ionosphere up into space, 30, 50, 80 kilometers, and they shape it into a sort of parabolic mirror, as it were, and then they bounce their ELF, the extremely low frequencies, off that mirror and direct them to wherever they want them to go on the Earth. Now, the problem with the system is, of course, the ELF waves can resonate deep within the Earth, sort of like an MRI of the Earth, and they can resonate with unstable portions of the Earth, 70, 80, 90 miles down into the Earth. And all it really takes is a resonance to build on itself, sort of like when you hum in the bathroom and you have one frequency that seems louder than all the other frequencies. It's because the bathroom is just the right size for those waves to build on one another in the bathroom. Well, that's what happens deep in the Earth as well. And if there's an instability in the Earth, then that's just the trigger that lets it go. Now, one of the reasons that I was asked to be on True TV is I used to use HARP-style frequencies as a ground-probing radar in the oil and gas industry, and I was very successful with it. I happened to be in Oregon in 1987, in Roseburg, Oregon, and we were looking for a gas well to feed a fescue operation that was there, and we had set up one morning. I was in the control camper, and my mobile unit had gone out about 3/8 of a mile away. And I communicated, it was foggy, I communicated with him by radio and asked him, go ahead and turn the transmitter on. He turned the transmitter on, and 2 seconds later, the whole camper rocked like a big, someone had just grabbed the carpet and whipped it. And I said, I called back to him and I said, hey, did you feel that? He said, yeah. He said, I turned on the transmitter, and right underneath me, it sounded like dynamite went off deep in the Earth, and I think it was an earthquake. I said, wow, did we do that? Anyway, I marked it in the lab notebook. It never happened again. But the interesting thing was that we made the observation that it very well could have been that we had a cause and effect on that quake.
Right, and I don't know if you saw this. There were reports of descriptions of what was heard in Haiti just before the earthquake hit was loud bangs. I don't know if you saw that. I remember seeing that report, and somebody sent this to me and said, this is evidence of HARP. And just hearing you describe what you just said, when you said it sounded like TNT, it makes me think of this link. I didn't post it on my site, but I did get sent this email saying that that was a description of what the earthquake sounded like, was these loud bangs underneath the ground, and then the earthquake followed. So very interesting that seems to be maybe some synchronicity there. The other thing is, of course, we have to look at this prospect of the aftermath of what Haiti did. There's that U.S. military intel report. They did a strategic planning contingency for Haiti disaster relief of an earthquake just before the strike. Now, the reason why this is interesting, I studied Black Ops. Usually, it's not uncommon to see contingencies in the Pentagon. That's kind of what their job is. There's a contingency for just about everything. There's contingencies for aliens landing. I mean, there's just contingencies for everything. But when they come out with a very specific contingency like that, and they plan for the actual how we're going to deal with this scenario, and then it happens right then. We saw this with the supposed flu pandemic. This is actually pretty common in a lot of events. But it did happen in the case of Haiti. That way the military can come out and then say, oh, yeah, we were prepared, we know how to respond to this. Because what people have to understand, when the military responds to a situation, it can be standard protocol, but it can also be very chaotic. So they usually have protocols and plans, and they send it out. It's all on a wire. It's all information sent, ready to go. Every department knows how to respond, and everyone's ready to go into action. That has to be planned. That actually has to be strategically planned beforehand. So I found it interesting when that report came out, because that was confirmed that the military did plan for that disaster relief right before the quake hit. And, of course, they went into action right afterwards, and we know now from the aftermath, it's disaster capitalism. I mean, they're going to rebuild it. They're going to be there a long time. They're loaning the country money now. This is, they're even turning away planes that are trying to send aid because the military is running it. It has a monopoly. So it's just very interesting watching that, because to me that says something right there. That shows interests at work.
Well, a lot of people don't know that there has not been a serious quake in Haiti for about 200 years. It's not one of the more